Barracks, Waters, Brigade Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Robert Police, the 5th Squadron 15th Cavalry Regiment Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Andrew W. Kolaski, and the Squadron Command Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Stanley A. Wilkins, welcome you to the building dedication ceremony in honor of Sergeant Patrick and Sharon Tainsh. Before we begin today's ceremony, I'd like to recognize our guest of honor. Patrick's father, United States Marine Corps retired Sergeant Major David Tainsh, his stepmother, Mrs. Deborah Tainsh, their co-fathers, Vice President and President respectively, the bereaved military families of America and proud Gold Star parents. Mr. Tainsh is also a celebrated author of Heart of the Hawk, No Family Sacrifice and Territorial Healing, and of Survival Field of Flag, Parents of War, share stories of coping, courage, and faith. Please join me in a round of applause for this. February 11, 2004, Sir Tainsh made the ultimate sacrifice for his country and for his brothers in arms in Iraq. As displaying heroism on the battlefield, he earned a Silver Star and a place of honor in Army American history. Upon his death, his grieving family was inspired to reach out to thousands of families around our nation who are also grieving the loss of their loved ones. Sir Tainsh's legacy lives in the family who loved him, and the people who had the pleasure of knowing him, and the soldiers with whom he honorably served, and the organizations such as Gold Star, Moms and Dads of America, and the bereaved military families in America that continue to provide support and encouragement to our military families. At this time, please rise for playing the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation.
February 2008, your area we now stand still and still scrub blindfolds. Secondary buildings regrown from the World War II barracks were torn down in the early 1990s. In a small ceremony that month, we celebrated the groundbreaking for the barracks complex that stands here now. first grant project started at Fort Benning. The first of nearly $3.5 billion for construction dedicated to creating a new home for the Army School out here in Army Church. The grant plan team literally designed Army Church as a mini town from the ground up. Barracks, dining facilities, literals, general instruction facilities, headquarters, stores, a chapel, and a gym, along with all the underground and above ground infrastructure to support. The level of detail of the plan was staggering. These facilities were designed precisely to meet the documented requirements of the Army School. The contract to construct this first barracks complex was awarded to Clark Hill, a joint venture of architectural engineering and construction firm. They quickly determined the design specifications to an almost elegant complex containing nearly everything necessary to train the Army's newest soldiers. In all, they built 4 Tainsh Barracks complexes, 3 Army Church, and 1 Stanley. Each complex had 5 troop Army barracks, each with its own PT-bit, a track, a Tainsh Squad headquarters, and a dining facility. Having personally been involved in overseeing the project, I can attest to the extreme professionalism and attention to detail of Clark Hill and Army Corps of Engineers personnel assigned to the project. They overcame some great challenges, rain and weather conditions, including the wettest winter in Georgia since records were kept back in 2008-2009, in order to keep the project on time to specification. I forget now the exact number of people of earth that had to be moved to make this area's levels you see today. Trust me, it's sad. Around the same time the barracks construction began, the crack team began another plan. Under guidance from Major General Williams and Major General Campbell, the team began to investigate memorialization possibilities for new facilities. The guidance of the team was to honor the best soldiers from armor and cavalry throughout the history of the branch, to preserve the legacy of the Army Corps from Fort Knox, but more importantly, to consider soldiers who were best connected with and those who inspire the future officers of these buildings. Young men taking their first steps in the transformation process from citizens to soldiers. Along with Dr. Cameron and Mr. Dan Nelson, I became a personal champion for the soldiers of the nation who would ever be attached to these new buildings. In countless bureaucratic meetings and research sessions, the team continued to fight for connecting the right soldiers to the right buildings. In the case of this building in particular, I can say with some small satisfaction we got it right. As I read about Sergeant Patrick Tainsh, and later as I met his family and friends from the Echo Troop, the 2nd Floor, and 2nd ACR, or 2nd Cavalry Regiment, I was continually impressed by the quality of his character and his commitment to service. In a few moments, we will hear from some who are more qualified than I to speak about certain dimensions of military service. But from his story, it was quite clear that he was a hero. Not only was he a hero, but a hero whose life story, service, and sacrifice connected well with the circumstances that the men serving in the barracks face. Dedicating this building with Tainsh's honor does more than remember. It serves as an example for all warriors who will live and train here, all soldiers and academy who work here, and all of us who are part of the project. If ever connects all of us to Sergeant Patrick Tainsh. In that regard, I want to extend a special thanks to Sergeant and Mrs. Tainsh. They have been incredibly generous in donating items, irreplaceable items, to help us honor Patrick's service. Very few of these items are displayed nationwide. We have the possibility of some more better display cases for the rest of them, so the trainees and soldiers of Echo Troop have physical reminders of the family these buildings need, so they can read his story, understand his sacrifice, and connect more fully to his service. Thank you very much. I don't think we could have done a better person this morning to speak to us today about Sergeant Tainsh. I won't make a long introduction, as many of you already know him. You can read his bio in our program. Suffice it to say that the technical station form was Sergeant Tainsh's troop commander in Echo Troop, 2nd Floor, 2nd Cavalry, who was on patrol in February 2004 when he was still in action. Lieutenant Colonel Florence traveled from Germany to part of the ceremony, for which we are doubly grateful. Please join me in welcoming the technical station. really honored to be here. I'd also like to welcome Sergeant Major Macker, the District Mayor, as well as Master Sergeant Summerville and Joe Hill from Fort Bragg today. He was actually out on patrol with us that night in South Washington Water also. It's doubly great for me to be here for this ceremony. It's also great for me to be back in the States. It's been about a year since I was back in the States. It's even better to be back here in the South where I do not have an accent. So if it's hard to understand me, it was requires you to have a word on the shoulder there. Probably further for me. So about 2 weeks ago, I was talking with my wife. I promised her that I was going to take her somewhere in Europe and check off that bucket list. And I was standing in our kitchen and my wife called her and I was reading an email and I was talking to her and kind of be there for velocity. And I stopped talking and my wife said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well," so I just received an email asking me to come speak and get a kitchen ceremony for something. She said, "Got to go." I said, "There's no doubt about it. I will have to go for this." So I got permission from my boss on the phone and I said to come. So I started thinking, started getting nervous. I said, "Oh man, I don't normally give speeches. You know, I'm so away with this education, we just don't do that sort of thing." So I thought to myself, what do you do? Well, see something more than this education does, we start to pray. So I asked God, I said, "Hey, help me out, give me the proper words of honor to start things today. Give me the courage to stand up and do the wrong." I started thinking about courage. What does that mean? Well, obviously, I did with the Western Dictionary, I looked it up, and Webster defines it as the quality of mind and spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, pain without fear or greed. I've heard it quoted in a different way, and I can't attribute it to anybody, but I like the way it was put to me. It's courage is the ability to look fear in the face and say, "Get the hell out of my way, I got to go." That epitomizes our attention, his actions all throughout Iraq and throughout the whole time that we've been doing. As everyone knows, there's PCS in their life to a different installation. Everywhere you go, certain things start to blow up to you when you first get there. Sort of like Matter, Dory, Digital, Somerville, Wire, sometimes Halo, but those names we blow up. One of those names was Tainsh. You can't hear Tainsh name over and over again. I was in AS3 and I would hear about these things throughout the country. Start Tainsh top, start Tainsh this, start Tainsh special. I still remember the first time I met Start Tainsh. I was doing PAI, which is the person I said inventory for my sergeant command. And those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically that you get the inventory of your soldiers. And we got down to the T's and there's Start Tainsh. He walked up to him, his ID cards, his ID tags, and I looked at it and said, there you are, infamous specialist Tainsh at the time. And I apologize, I got southern accent, so I'm trying to act like he is the surfer. He was like, "Hey sir, it's good to meet you too." And so it started off right there. Fast forward to Iraq, 2003, it was end of April, 1st of May, we were sitting in Star City. At that time, it was a different environment. The Army believed we weren't going to be there for very long. We were going to rotate out, so everybody was a lot of PCS and PTS, all stuff also. And my gunner at the time, PCS, and I was beginning to be gunner. I asked all the team leaders, I said, "Who's you nominate one person?" I didn't really care who they were going to nominate, because I already knew who I was going to choose. It had to be Sergeant Tainsh. And my third team leader came back to me, said, "Well," he said, "Sir, you can have anybody you want to, just whatever you do, I'll take Sergeant Tainsh." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking Sergeant Tainsh." And Sergeant Tainsh came over to be my gunner, and he became the headquarters section sergeant. He ran that section so much better than anybody I've ever seen in my life. He was phenomenal. As my gunner, he would see things that nobody else could see. On 9 October 2003, we were moving through Star City on the way to the police station. As we're moving towards the intersection, he yells down, "Stop." What's going on? We have a spark down the 730 to search something wrong with it. Because I don't know, sir, I said, "It's vehicle in front of us because the driver been sent out to work west of Iowa, which is Baghdad International Airport, to internet with all the guys that shooting down the aircraft. As we're moving through, it was about 23, midnight, start taking some movement off of the farm. He said, sir, I think I see some guys in the C-7s. And that's exactly what we're looking for. We're out there looking for those guys. So we stopped. I couldn't see anything. Call back. Start making back. We see things. So we dismounted. Start making it back at night. One of the nurses, like a couple fools, we decided to dismount. We worked away from the low ground to get better eyes on. We did about this. Then we were carrying AKs, RPGs, lots of stuff. I made it back to our things. She said, hey, I need you to get a troop in here. We got something big. It's the surge already done. I said, it's already done. We worked our way back around to it. And he briefed me exactly where he told that thing to go. He gave me clear task and purpose. And he also gave me power control measures. As an E5, he delivered the whole troop in position. We ended up containing about 14 people, numerous RPG launchers, RPG rounds, KMs. We also went on the E4, which is our C4 explosive detonator. So it was a good night. And then on 9 February 2004, we were moving south along our boundary with 82nd Airport and Tainsh identified the ambush almost simultaneously. When we started engaging, we tried to turn it into like a middle of your ambush. We had an hour, obviously, the expert we used to train very fast. So we moved through the kill zone, started making magnitude, we got hit by an RPG, one of the Lake rails. As we turned to start flanking, so we were not dismounting, we started to go around and flank the enemy. All of a sudden I heard these explosions and I thought, oh dear Lord, they have no wars. And I yelled at Tainsh, get down, dismount, seek cover, they've got wars. He goes, hey sir, that's me. So, yeah, one of those times of combat, we just got to stand up and around and play. Because hey sir, that's me firing 2 or 3. And I stood and looked at it, and so maybe we stand up with me, and we observed Sergeant Tainsh working at 240 and firing 2 or 3 all at the same time. And it was amazing to watch this guy operate. He was an absolute expert with those weapon systems. 2 nights later, on 11 February 2004, we linked in with Sergeant Summerfield and Sergeant First Class Campbell, and straight to that patrol along the northern boundary right around Mount Carlos, about up the grade, north of Iowa. And when we went along, Sergeant Summerfield identified some individuals across the canal. He called back to me and said, these guys, something's wrong. I could not identify Sergeant Tainsh around the fire. So we moved forward, Sergeant Tainsh talked to us, whispered down to us. He said, hey, so stop. He's like, I got it. I said, we see you. He said, sir, so far, all right. So our Summerfield called back to me. Sir, I recommend I turn around and go back to the crossing of the point and we find these guys all in the start making the security. That's absolutely a great recommendation. Thanks to you. So we turn around and we see these guys back to work with me. Sergeant Tainsh yelled out at me, surged at the ground. I said, well, I'm engaged. He immediately engaged. And that's when they detonated that ID that hit Sergeant Summerfield as well. I noticed that it looked like it lifted the vehicle off the ground about 3 feet. I knew we were going to come after this. And I observed Sergeant Summerfield look around me and look at the driver's wheel. First Sergeant Maggard was behind me with their medic. And I knew exactly where they were. Sergeant Tainsh aspires 240. I started getting to work at the radio, trying to call them back and call them to support. I noticed Sergeant Tainsh slipped and he kind of fell down in the turret. I thought, okay, let's just slip down the brass rounds and the way down the floor. I didn't realize what was happening at the time. As he's continuing to fire up the rails, I observed Sergeant Maggard and our medic went beside us and they're seeking cover and across that danger area to get to PSC Ramirez. And I heard the gun stop a second. He was bringing up his ammo can. He had the round to his 240. He continued to fire. A few minutes later, the gun stopped. And I was wondering what happened. I thought, okay, well, he's going to change ammo again. He dropped down beside the turret. He tapped me on the shoulder. Very calmly. He said, sir, go uniform and all that. The whole time, he did fire apparatus system, body cover, Charlie Commander, special display, move forward, regrade, through PC repairs. You know, I got really mad. Stand on top of the turret, kick a few things instead of few choice words. I was mad at him. Why didn't you see attention earlier? Why? You know, it's because he put the welfare of others before his own. You know, that's the way he was. He told fear to death, get the hell out of the way. I got that on. You know, we had to take care of his buddies one last time, and he did it. There's not a day that goes by that I do not think Sergeant or even living in Boston. You know, I'll never forget it. I think somebody back said this a little bit earlier. He said, what a fitting way for, brand soldiers to come into the Army and be here at Tainsh Barracks and see, the life and legacy of Sergeant Tainsh. And, I challenge each and every one of them to honor, to emulate him, honor and sacrifice that Sergeant Tainsh displayed each and every day of the military career. Once again, it's been an honor and pleasure to be here today. I appreciate your time. And it's wonderful to be part of the ceremony. I'll see you on the as I finish. When we meet again, feel free to pray, walk away.
What I did for the last 13 months, all Captain Corn. Now I'm all that man is one of my heroes. Another one of my heroes, Sergeant Tainsh. And Sergeant Tainsh brought up to run safely, be commander's gunner. That young man could spell it. That young man spent extra time. And everything he did to make sure it was right. And then he always did the wise thing for Sergeant Tainsh. The wise way was the right way. No, it's not right. Yet, do it this way. Then he would bring it back. It's this way. Now, Sergeant Tainsh asked me one thing. He said, "First Sergeant, will you done this?" This is Memorial Day +1. Memorial Day +1. It is absolutely the right day to memorialize a non-commissioned officer. And I would say young, non-commissioned officer. He's actually middle age. He's about 30 years old. Started the Navy Army, and he set an example. He set an example for young soldiers to follow. Not only did he step out in front and lead those young soldiers, not only did he step out in front and lead soldiers, he set an example. And when people talk about honor, they need to look at Patrick Tainsh's life. One thing he honored more than anything in the world, his father. The Sergeant Major. And one thing we want to get to look at proud. Sergeant Tainsh can take a pride, brand new pride, in the vehicle, cover up the weapon systems, and stay mounted. Just so that his soldiers wouldn't have to. We were functioning for a while on about 3 hours sleep. That's selfless service. Loyalty. Short Tainsh was absolutely the NCO of the world. This being a moral issue, it is absolutely fitting that young soldiers learn about the hero, learn where they come from. Soldiers do not charge the hill because they're told to. That's a false outlook. Soldiers charge the hill. Soldiers do that because they don't want to let the computer down. And that's what Sergeant Tainsh is about. They won't let his father down, his family down. They won't let the commander down. They won't let another police officer down. They won't let us all down. We absolutely are on purpose to come in and remember where we're at. Two hardest days I've ever had in my life. Sitting in Baghdad, and we had to do a roll call. We have names on there. We didn't want to lose them. So our attention to that, he's an example. In just a few years, you will be in that short Tainsh. Take your soul out of short Tainsh. Take what you got to go. Teach what you got to know. And make sure that all the skills and success.
Pleasure to be started at May 2007. Here we went from China to Charlotte. Kind of bittersweet. We got stuck with the people from kid, and got stuck with old man. So we found a middle ground. We worked out our differences and became good friends. Best friends. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool what we did. And we had a long field problem. We local restaurant called Gators, and down there in Leesville. There's a whole wall back in the Texas location, and I don't know why we got there. We just did. It was good. We went back to the field problem, thought it was too late. I asked him, Pat, why do we go to this place? And he said, so I get the taste of field salad in the mouth. I was like, yeah, they help us to do that. So I did that. Another one of our, every Sunday, he ordered pepperoni bacon pizza from McDonald's. We sit at home and embarrass and watch 105 movies with Henry Hill, Saving Private Ryan, Space Force. Fucking great. Love that movie. I watch that one all the time. He was my best friend. David. I was there and they told me that pardon me, John. I can say that he said, that's what I say about it. Always trying to make people laugh. Always seeking Saturday, just over catch up with us. Sitting in the room, studying and stuff like that. He's good man. I don't know if that's all he needs. I have your letter from a mutual friend of ours. From our first class grade. He might be a friend of ours. We were a trio, I guess you could say. We were another fish together and carried the same boat. And This was a little bit slow to the tight. I caught everything in the jetties, and there was a barbecue grill full of shrimp. My Kirsten told me, the bigger the bait, the bigger the fish. He told me, the bigger the fish for lunch, no big fish for lunch, big fish bait for lunch. We don't want to waste the shrimp. After all the bragging about cooking, and all the fires, we're food game. My daughter's cooking. As a friend, he only going to write at 0 in the morning. Super Bowl Sunday, he was there. One of the last years, he was probably he bought stuff, let's go down there, some shrimp, cooking in the sand, and he gave it about him. He called me when he got started that kind of thing. Now, the soldiers drive like this, wanted to know the next step. He asked for both the rank of followers, two respecters, one from the next step, and one of the spurs. He sold the beggar dollars and next door gave it when it was asked, and he didn't know what to do that. He gave all to you and for the one. Dad reported, and he watched every episode of Band of Brothers. Always going to be able to do one like that. The only one who changed the man on the mission from one more than changed the man on the mission, one of the Band of Brothers. They want to do anything for each other, they want to change the mission. He was a man, and so he was not on the mission. Talk to my ideas, back it up at the end of the day. He was a man, and so he wanted to rise in front, but without feeling the front and having his back. Prove that at the very end. My grandmother's friend was Patrick Campanish, Captain Service Sergeant Manning, Captain Ryan Cook, Captain Ryan there's his name. Thanks, our leader. Yep, his family, making sure that my family can always serve this son. Praise the nation, something like that.
Tainsh Barracks, named in honor of Sergeant Patrick S. Tainsh, Cavalry, Operation Iraqi Freedom, 2004, awarded this service. Sergeant Tainsh's life was and is a testament to the strength of families, the commitment of the soldiers of our armed forces, and the bonds of friendship, patriotism, and American spirit.
I stand here now and look out here. It's as surreal, actually, as the morning that we received the call and the knock on the door. This is so very surreal. And Dave, my son Phil, and I cannot thank you all enough for taking your time, for choosing the Jess Piccoli wannabe from Fast Times at Ridgemont High to have such a great mom. How many of you have seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High? If you have, please watch it, and me and other Sergeant to Patrick Tainsh. Before I go any further, there are a couple of folks here I want to recognize that I want all of you to recognize with me. On this journey, my husband and I, we were very lonely for the first year after Pat's transition beyond the veil. We learned after that first year that we never wanted another parent or loved one to feel as lonely as we had felt. And we stepped out to do all we could in our community. Melanie Tanner, if you would please stand up in honor of her son, Corporal John Corin Tanner, United States Marine Corps, who we lost on 8/29/07 around. I know he and Pat are hanging out now. Tony Gross from Ozmore, Florida, if you would please stand. Tony, I know your heart is breaking today because your son served here at Fort Benning, Georgia. And I want everyone to know, as a U.S. soldier, Tony's son transitioned to the other side of the veil on July 16, 2011 in Afghanistan. Tony, we're all here for you. The Army's here for you. The Tanishes are here for you. The Tanners are here for you. Holly Marie, one of my best friends from Panama City, Florida, since we moved down there, is Blue Star Mom. Is it Lance Ryan McLaughlin, United States Marine Corps, who just returned home from a second tour in Afghanistan, thank God. And this time he got his DD-214. Beverly and Jim Krause, Blue Star parents of Captain Michael Krause, Michael stand up, United States Marine Corps captain. Thank you for your service. Army family, this is just a part of our family that has walked the walk with us since we began meeting you and hearing from you. Now, back to what are the chances that just a Cohen wannabe, this skateboarding, surfer, and snowboarder dude with once shoulder-length blonde hair bleached by the sun would end up with a building very close to General George S. Patton. In a million years, none of us would have ever dreamed such a thing could happen. And I'm sure that just as General Patton, when he was commander here at Fort Benning back during World War II and those years when Phoenix City, Alabama, how many knows the story of Phoenix City, Alabama, when it was Sin City? You know what General Patton had said while he was here? If he could, he'd take a tank and run it through there, because that corrupt little city was doing in so many of his Fort Benning soldiers. I'm sure Patrick Tainsh would have the same attitude, and did have that attitude when anyone was coming after his soldiers and his commanders. There is no way to thank you all, because I want to share this little story that I call so ironic. My husband Dave and I both grew up, were born and reared in the Columbus, Fort Benning area. My husband's father was a tanker at Fort Benning. Unfortunately, my husband never knew his father. Life did not leave it such. And so my husband Dave and his mother were here, and due to her illness and bad health, Dave ended up as a board of the foster care system here in Muskogee County. As Dave grew, there were actually people here in Muskogee County who thought that boy would never be nothing. He's the one that goes and gets the pennies out of the fountain just to try to feed himself sometimes. But the boy that Muskogee County thought would never be nothing turned turned out to be USMC Sergeant Major retired David L. Tainsh. He survived Vietnam. He served in the first Gulf War. He gave birth, or was there for the birth on August 25, 1970, of his son, Sergeant Patrick. He became Sergeant Patrick Shannon Tainsh. The young man who vowed he'd never walk in his dad's footprints. The young man that I would stand on the sidewalk in Southern California when he broke curfew, wondering, boy, when you get in here from Tijuana. And I would embarrass him so bad in front of his buddies. The Jessica Coley that I became his bonus mom, as all of you know, his birth mother died when he was 17. But Patrick became my bonus son when he was 13. And my son Phil here from my first marriage was 10. Now you talk a combination. It was Jessica Coley meets Luke Duke. Because my son was a country boy from Arizona, right outside the school. What a combination. I was never proud when they grew up and learned how to play golf together. Right out here for a bit. So many ironies. Because when Pat joined the Army, there were many skeptics of whether he would make it or not. Because he was the California surfer dude, the snowboard, the arm, the purple hair, the earrings. Things that Mom and Dad have to play tough love with. But he did it. But he couldn't have done it without great leaders like those of you who set out to lead. I told his dad the day we got the news, I said, honey, you have no regrets because your boy came back to his roots. The roots of a grandfather who was a tanker, although we never knew it. The roots of a retired Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps who survived Vietnam and under some certain conditions shouldn't have if you hear some of his stories. Pat came back to his roots and he loved. He ate, slept, and breathed being a United States Army Cavalry Scout. I want to read to you his words that he wrote himself in the event that he did transition. He's not dead. They're not dead. They have transitioned to higher ground. Hi, I'm writing you this letter because something went wrong. It may or may not have been my fault, but it was my time. I just want you to know I tried to do the right thing. I came here to help some people who couldn't help the situation they were subject to. Maybe someday they will be able to enjoy freedom as we do. As far as me, it was an honor to be able to experience that freedom. It was an honor to fight and die with an American flag on my shoulder. Honor. That's a big word, and some people don't know what it means. It means something that happened. It's not something that happens right away. It's something that builds up inside your soul. Just remember me for who I used to be and for what I am known as now. Someone who could take 10 miles and live life to its fullest, but who did not fear the consequence of danger. Someone who lived through tough times only because he wanted them that way. But he turned his life around because he wanted a different definition of love. We call it love. To be a United States Army Cavalry Scout. Someone who loved surfing, music, his family, his father. Until we meet again, my heart, soul, and love are with you. Don't ever forget that. Love, your son, Patrick. He was all of your son. He was all of your brother. He will be forever in our hearts and not far from us as we go each and every day. I just want to share this. To each of you out there, Eagle Troopers, U.S. Army, You have walked along with us since the day you knocked came on the door. You have made us proud to be a part of your family, and you will forever be a part of our family, no matter the distance between us or the months that go by. You are our sons, and your spirit remains in our home. Thank you for being there with us and for us and giving us the stories we would never know without you. You knew the Patrick who became the soldier, the Army Cow Scout. We knew Steph just Cole. So we need you to feed us those stories. Friends who have walked with us, Beverly, Colleen, Melvin, and now Tony, who she and I just met a number of months ago. All of you who have walked with us as friends, you have given us your love and support. You have pulled us up from our knees back to our feet when we needed it. And you validated for Dave and me that the work we set out to do in honor of Patrick, in honor of your sons and daughters, and in honor of each of you who serve us today, you have validated for us that it is right and that it has helped others. That is the legacy we want to live because we have pretty big boots to fill. They say that friends are angels with wings that hold those of us up when our own wings are broken. You have carried us on your wings. And I hope that David and I will always be able to use the wings we have regrown to carry each of you anytime you need us. There are no stronger bonds than those of a military family, and the Armored Cav and Eagle Troopers have proven that to us over the past 8 years with letters that are in the scrapbook, emails that are in the scrapbook, where you have shared the stories of Patrick, and you have thanked us for giving you such a warning. There will never be enough words to express our gratitude. Psychologists say that the greatest loss ever to be experienced is that of a parent, because the death of a child, with the death of a child, a parent loses part of their future and part of their being. Pat was not married and had no children, and as always, he just gave birth to a building. We'll have grandchildren that we'll never know for decades and generations to come. I know that the Tainsh name will always be a part of the future, just like the Pat name will be. I can only hope that as his oldest mom, I've done well in the eyes of his birth mother, whom he now sits with, along with all those troopers that are together on the higher ground. I like to believe that since Patrick Tainsh now has a building out here somewhere near General George's Pat buildings, that the two of them were on the other side of that veil, maybe smoking cigars together, and through their own way and spirits, that they are guiding hands for the leadership here today, the troops here today, and all of those that will be here for generations to come. And that through their spirit and guiding hands, they will help you develop the greatest armored cav and scouts yet to come at the Armor School and the Maneuver Center of Excellence here at Fort Benning, where today you have honored Patrick, his dad, our son Phil, and me. God bless each of you with all the strength and courage that God can place inside your hearts for your journey yet to come. There is no certainty of any day or any moment, but just know and remember, all that one does for themselves dies for them. All that one does for their country or others is and remains immortal. Our responsibility is to continue our journeys with the same strength and courage that Patrick, Swisher, Ramirez, Silva, Tanner, Gross, Pat, and all the others have already demonstrated to the world. We've got big boots to fill. Let's keep filling them, supporting one another, leading and protecting our country, because we are all part of the less than the 1% of the entire national population willing to stand in line. Thank you all. We love you whether we know your name or not, because we are